on 1395, Adelaide's 5AA. This is Driving with Dixon.
That it is. We're back once again, all thanks to Louver House, the leaders in transforming your outdoor space into a great entertainment area with an opening and closing roof. Sam Dado alongside Charlie Dixon himself on this Wednesday evening. Charlie, welcome.
Welcome, mate. Thank you. I don't know why I said welcome to you, but thank you.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now, there's been countless times we've kicked off this show with big news, a lot of stuff happening in the motorsport world.
Yeah.
Not a lot happening last weekend.
It was a bit bloody quiet over the weekend in the motorsport world, but...
That happens.
That's the way it goes. The Formula One are on their summer break, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to be off for a little bit. Supercars will be back on shortly. I think they're coming from Tasmania. I don't have to check that, but they won't be too far away. But yeah, give us a shed update in lieu of no sport.
So we've got a shed update, which will be coming out pretty soon on the vlogs, which will be good. Right now, there's power to the shed, which is great.
Do you have a rainwater tank?
Not yet.
Oh.
Not yet. So that'll be in the coming weeks. We just had to wait for a bit of rain to sort of pass. But hopefully in the next week or so, we'll get the earthworks done to be able to put that in there, because we're getting a 63,000 litre tank put in, and then some hot water system as well, all that sort of jazz. But we've also got cladding and insulation done over the weekend too. Lads have come in and did 2 12-hour days.
Oh.
Saturday, Sunday. Just absolutely smashed it. Yeah, it was unreal. I could not believe it. All the walls are up. They just need to flush it, basically.
So it's almost basically done.
It's almost basically done.
And
so
how long has this taken?
2 days.
No. The entirety of this shed.
Hey, it's still got a fair bit to go. But I've got all the appliances up there as well. All the tiles, all the bathroom gear, apart from the vanity. So we're getting very, very close. Windows possibly this week, next week. It is all happening, and hopefully by the end of the year, I'll definitely in there living in the house. So in the showers. So that's some amazing news, which has been great, and to see that unfold. But obviously you guys are going to see that as well when we get into the vlogs again, and because there is one coming with a bit of an update there, but then the next one will be shortly after as well. So stay tuned with that.
So that's a shed update. What's going on with the car update? What are we doing? Where's the Monaro at? What's going on?
Another one, I'll touch on the HX.
Yep.
So I've done, there's an update video of that coming. So I don't know if that's this week or next week, but that's coming along, which is hopefully be finished, all plumbed up and done by the end of the year as well. And then we look at wiring whenever we can get to that. In normal fashion of myself, I'm always juggling 5 to 6 projects. Whether it's cars and house and all this other crap, and then trying to play football as well. But the Monaro is at Sean's place, which is finishing the wiring up, and he's not far off either. So the Monaro should be done in hopefully a month or so, where I can actually run it, get it down the track. Yeah, run some numbers, get into the 8s, which is very, very soon, hopefully.
For those catching up and they don't know the trials and tribulations of the Monaro, what actually went wrong for all this work to need to be done?
Oh, well, what actually went wrong is that I went to Jamboree after Drag Challenge, Street Machine Drag Challenge, went to Jamboree, which is the testing on Friday and then racing on the Sunday. And I was in some wild class, like where the cars are running 6 and 7 seconds.
And what's the best you ever did in the Monaro?
9.3. No, 9.2.
Right, okay.
I don't know what class I was supposed to be in, but whatever. I was in that class, and on the test day, I ran, I think I ran a 9.3, and then my second pass, I ran, would have been it was a 9.4 at like 120 mile an hour, but it pushed water out of the radiator cap and sprayed it on the back wheels, and I was sort of steering it one-handedly for some reason and nearly went into the wall. So then we came back, and then we sort of pulled some boost out of it, and then to try and keep it happy, and then did a burnout, dropped water again, and then we backed out, and then that was it. And so we think we've split the bore a little bit, or there's something going on with the head that pressurized the coolant system. So that's why we went down the track of going, oh, well, I want to go faster anyway. And this little 383 alloy block has copped a bit of a pizzling over the 5 years it's been together. Still together. So I've got to pull the pistons out of that next week. Or this week if I get time, because that might be going in the little Hilux. Maybe.
Right,
Who knows what happens. Yeah, so we've gone the LQ9 block, which is a 405 stroker, and where we can happily run 20 pound of boost. No dramas at all, where we were seeing 18 pound pushing water out of the radiator cap. So it's needed a new wire up. So because we cooked a lot of wiring and we've patched and all this sort of stuff. So all the new Haltech stuff's going in. We're going to have a trans brake, a bump box, and we're also going to have some CO2. So it'll bring up boost and then we can manage that on the line. So when we are actually racing, we'll be able to get it right and I'll be able to dial it in properly. And I've got some buttons on the steering wheel so I don't have to take my hands off the steering wheel, only to shift. Yeah, so we're actually making it like a proper race car, which will be bloody good. And then some stuff for roll racing as well, some little bit of anti-lag and all that jazz. So making it proper fast is the main thing of what we're doing, and making it a good solid base, because we'll probably end up having to do some rear end stuff down the track as well. We sort of just wanted to do the small. It nearly became a whole thing. Like I said, nearly bought another whole shell that had a full rear end and everything in it, and put all the Monaro stuff in.
When we're talking nearly, how close was this?
The car was already in my shed and sat there for 6 weeks, and I nearly put everything in the Monaro in the VK, but I had a few of the mates tell me to pump the brakes, so which is good, and that's what you have mates for.
That sounds unlike your mates.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's too much money for the VK for what it was, and then for me to put that in everything out of the Monaro, then what am I going to do with the Monaro? You know, so, and that's the car that's been on the channel the longest, apart from the HX, but it's been the whole main builder around the channel. So we're sticking with the Monaro. It's got everything it needs. It's got a good cage. Now it's got a good engine, and the only thing probably letting down is going to be the rear end, but we can make little adjustments to that to make it work a little bit better. So that's where that's at the moment, and we're not far off, people. So like I said last week, I need to get more seat time, and even if that's at in a drift car with Jake Jones. Also got the XR6 as well, and that's down at KPM Motorsports, and we finally got that turbo off, and then we're going to redo all that sort of stuff and make it nice and drivable, and then get up to the skid pan and make it undrivable, I guess. But that's where the cars are at pretty much now. I'm driving Loretta every day. And
what is it like as an everyday car?
It's driving from petrol station to petrol station, mate. That's what it is at the moment. But no, I still love it. She's got a great heater in it, great sound system, and that's all you need in life, you know. It's and she hums along very nicely. Gets all the looks in the world, and that's why we love her.
Yeah, no, I can tell exactly when you rock up. I just look out the window. There she is.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break here on Driving with Dixon here on your Wednesday night. Stick around, all thanks to Louver House. Plenty of events though. We're talking about not a lot on the last week, but plenty coming up in the next few. We'll chat about that shortly.
This is Driving with Dixon on Adelaide's 5AA.
That it is. Welcome back to Driving with Dixon on your Wednesday night here on 5AA. Sam Dado, Charlie Dixon. Plenty going on, Charlie, in the next few weeks.
There is. It's absolutely popping off, and hopefully there's some nicer weather coming. We had a little bit of a warmer couple of days, apart from yesterday. Sunday the 18th, we have Ride 8 for River from 11 a.m. at the Bucking Bulls Arena at Edunda, raising money for River. I am going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be putting up a signed jumper from all the lads and some boots and whatnot. We're going down there. Jack's going to ride the bull again.
What is up with this guy in bull riding?
I know, it's wild, but hey, he said he'd do it. It's a rematch, Red versus Jack. We're going to put him back on it, and there's going to be a heap of people out there and a heap of bull riders. I think there's 12 bull riders and around 15 bulls. So it's going to be a cracking day. We're going to raise some serious money for River and help him with his troubles. Yeah, so it's going to be a cracking day. Cannot wait for that, because that's going to be good. And then we're jumping to November, guys. Sunday, the 10th of November, the DWD Adelaide Rally Show and Shine from 10 a.m. at the Strathburn.
Hang on, excuse me. The DWD?
Yes, Adelaide Rally Show and Shine. It's my event. Yeah, my event.
Bearing the lead here.
Absolutely. It's it's at the Strathburn Soldiers Memorial Garden. Expression of interests are being accepted through my website, and I'll be selecting 60 cars to be a part of the show. Trophies will be awarded on the day by Craig and Lara Lowndes, and
Royalty.
myself to the show car winners. So it's going to be a huge day.
How did this all come apart?
Remember, we've had Tim on here before and talking about the Adelaide Rally and the Adelaide Motorsport Festival, and we've sort of kept in contact and talking. And he wanted to do a show and shine after he saw the Woodside event, and he wanted to do a show and shine up there. And when we did the Adelaide Rally last year, it was a phenomenal event when they go into Strath, because it's just such a beautiful little town and feels like you're in the middle of nowhere, but you got thousands of people around, and you want to add a little bit more to the town, give a little bit more back to the town as well. And it's going to be, I think there's there's going to be 2 runs of the town circuit. So that's going to be huge. And then there's going to be a bit more to look at too. So it's going to be a huge event. And they said for me to sort of try and run an event there. So I think we've got 23 people registered already.
Out of the 60.
Out of the 60. So
jump on,
guys, get in there, and we're going to have a look and see what sort of cars we get. And
what are you looking for? Anything in particular? Or?
I reckon we need some real high quality builds and unique stuff as well. I love everything. I love the unique stuff, and I love that to all my events, there's always such a variety of cars, and that's what I want. That's what I'm keen to get. The Adelaide Rally has so many different and weird cars always come out. There's always a heap of exotics, but then you get sort of a few different ones that sort of flog around there as well. So I'm definitely keen to get a variety of cars down there. So jump on the website, guys, and have a look.
Before we wrap up, becoming a staple, I reckon.
It is.
Of Driving with Dixon on 5AA.
Yes.
We've been doing it for what, 2 weeks now?
3 couple of weeks maybe,
What's your what do you want to have a rant about? What have we done so far? You had to go at the Hyson tunnels, and then you realised those upgrades were probably warranted.
Yeah, they're all right. They just had too many cones out in the road.
We've had a chat about the level of driving.
Yeah, the
in
parking.
This state. Parking, that's right, because you got Loretta, and
you
can fit into a park, but others can't.
Others can't. So work that out for you. Barely have power steering.
You are a big guy though.
Yeah,
you do hit the gym. You'll be fine. So what's on the agenda today?
Well, I was just sort of reading some news on car sales. Actually, that is really good for some news and stuff like that. And we are currently 6 months of this year, the deaths on the road is actually 7% higher than it was last year.
So this is countrywide.
This is countrywide. This is an SA. This is countrywide. So we're at 634 deaths on our roads in Australia, and last year was 590 in 6 months.
To the same point, yep.
So instead of the government putting all these speeding fines and double demerit points and all this sort of stuff to try and slow people down, and I know that is something that needs to happen. You need to slow people down for sure, 100%. But wouldn't you think actually putting people through a defensive driving course, like I've said many, many times on this show,
go again,
that we need to have an actual course to be able to drive, and people should all, like I've said a million times, I'll go over this over and over again. People need to do their license in a manual car. I know there's not many around these days, but you need to do your license in a manual car because you actually have to drive the car. There's no lane correction in an older car as well, or a car that just doesn't. These people think that these cars drive themselves. That's why they relax. That's why they look at their phone. If you make someone drive with a manual, then they can't be trying to multitask in a car. And it's just one thing after another. These cars, people buy all these new cars with all these new gadgets to think that they're going to drive themselves. They do not do that, and they actually hinder you in some ways. I was driving, my brother and that are here at the moment, and I was driving their rent-a-car, and it's the first thing I do when I get in those cars is turn off the auto stop, turn off the auto lane correct, turn off the adjusted cruise control thing. It's just madness that like people think that these things actually help you, and like that's what you need in a car. And you need to be able to do a defensive driving course on a skid pan, so when your car gets out of control, you know what to do and know how to stop and know how to do it safely. And then when you're in a car accident as well, in the middle of the road, to get the hell off the road, not just sit there and get out there and have a look at your car while there's cars coming at like 60 to 80 to 100 k's an hour. People just stop in the middle of the road thinking that people are going to see them. Far out. They've got too much trust in people these days. You've got to be able to just know what the hell you're doing behind the wheel, because not enough people do, and it showed with how many people are dying on our roads. And the government need to do this because they just see it as, I feel like they see it as a money grab and just we've got to fine people because they're speeding, and that's what's killing it. It's not that. It's people don't know how to drive. And that's my rant. I know it's a bit darker today, but that is just the truth. And people need to hear it, and they need to learn how to drive.
They definitely do. When we talk about safety features, before we go, what is the biggest bugbear? What is it? For me, it has to be the lane assisted correcting crap.
Yeah, that is the worst thing, because
to me it makes it unsafe sometimes, because you want to try and change. it does my head in how it works. I've driven a car once with it, and I just thought it's just so unnecessary.
Yeah, 100%, because you could be moving out of the way for a cyclist to move out of there, and it's trying to turn you back towards that cyclist. So it's just madness. I don't understand, especially on my roads up in Stirling, and the cyclists that are on my roads as well. It's like, and there's not a lot of room either way. And like when I was driving the rent-a-car, it was just like I couldn't look for the button fast enough, and I just don't like it. You should be able to have control of your car. The car should not be trying to steer itself or drive itself. It's just madness. And the people who buy those things for that they just need to have a good hard look at themselves and just learn to do better. My goodness.
Well done, Charlie. Well done. And that's all thanks to Louver House, the leaders in transforming your outdoor space into a great entertainment area with an opening and closing roof. Saturday night at the G, you're taking on the Melbourne Demons.
Yes. Big game. Huge game.
Big game.
Big game. One more thing. We probably should get Malinowskis on here. We're going to try.
The Premier?
Yes, I reckon we should. I reckon he's a mad port man, and he's done so much for motorsport here in Adelaide. So I reckon try and make phone calls and get the big fella on. I reckon we can get him on.
I reckon we could get him on too.
So if you're listening, mate, come on, let's have a chat.
I'll be in contact with you. Good luck on the weekend. Stick around. Leith Forest coming up after the 7 o'clock news. We'll catch you next week on Driving with Dixon.